What's up, everyone? My name is Will, and I am a jack of all trades. It's kind of late right now, but I just got back from the movies. It's actually November 23rd, 2021, and I just saw the new Resident Evil movie, Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. And, oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. So, the best thing I can say about this film is that it is definitely better than all the other films we got from Paul Wes Anderson. So that is a major plus. Oh. And it really does stick true to, or it doesn't stick true, but it sticks closer to the games than the other films. So that is also a major plus. Now, there are a lot of downfalls and bad things to me for this film. I don't know. For other people, it might not be, but oh boy, where to start? By muting my phone really quickly, turning my phone on vibrate. All right, let's get back to this. So this is just going to be a real quick reaction, first thoughts of the film, because the film comes out actually tomorrow on November 24th, which is actually my birthday. So, or at least that's what all the, that's what all the promotion says, but I was able to see it today on the 23rd. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to talk about some of the good things, and then we'll dive into the bad things first. So the good things is, the fact that they, like I said, they stick real close to the games in this film. Whoever made this, I could tell, had a lot of care for the video games, or I shouldn't say care, but took a lot of inspiration from the video games. The design of the sets, the costumes, and just everything like that looked amazing. The cinematography, just lovely, lovely, lovely. I also liked the pacing of the film too. The pacing was spectacular. This is just all around a good Resident Evil film from start to finish in that aspect. And when comparing to the original Paul Wes Anderson film Resident Evil, I like to think the word of the day for that film and for that whole entire franchise up until the third movie was it like creative licensing, okay? And that's something that proves true here too. There's a lot of creative licensing in this film. But unlike the Paul Wes Anderson films, these ones actually do it great. So that was also just amazing. The scenery, like I said, the scenes, the scenery, the pacing, the plot of the film. There, of course, because of creative licensing, and they made some changes. One of the changes, this isn't a spoiler because this is going to be a spoiler-free review. I don't look at this as a spoiler, but in the original games, Raccoon City is this small mountain town with this big company, pharmaceutical company Umbrella, pumping money into it. And later on in the games, it's still a small town, but later on in the games and even in the Paul Wes Anderson films, they make it out to be like this big metropolis like New York City, Chicago, San Francisco, one of those. This film, no. This is a small mountain town that is technically considered a city, but it's on like the smallest end of a city. So that was great. Unlike the games, in this film, Umbrella is pulling actually out of Raccoon City. They're moving offices, and so because they're pulling all their resources out, this town or this city is diving down, kind of like Detroit after all the car manufacturers pulled out and what Detroit is like now. It's kind of what this city is going through. This film actually does take place in 1998, which is also amazing. I just love it. Oh, the RPD. Seeing it in person. Whew, I really wish I could have been there, but seeing it in person, it was amazing. I really like the aesthetic of the interior of the RPD too. It looks like things you would see in a small town compared to the exterior, which is still that amazing exterior that we got from Resident Evil 2 and 3 original and the remakes. So another thing I like about this is like kind of the first opening portion is almost shot for shot with Resident Evil 2 remake. So that was really great, really great. Once again, spoiler free review. So I gotta I might jump around from idea to idea and thought to thought, but that's just to make sure I don't throw any spoilers out there. Some of the bads, some of the bads. Oof. Ugh. Why they do my boys like that? Why they do my boys like that? Straight off the bat, this is a woke film. Don't misinterpret. This is a woke film, but it's not all up in your face woke, but there are some times when you're like, wow, super woke. For those of you who are Leon S. Kennedy fans and Chris Redfield fans, why they do our boys like that? They did our boys dirty. However, Wesker, woo! I like what they did with Wesker in this film. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to go into too much detail. There are some things like Claire and Chris are estranged. Like they don't talk. I think Chris said he hasn't talked to Claire in like the past 5 years. The Birkins are in this film. Really great. Oh. But you know, there's just a lot to it. In my opinion, oh no, I really can't say that. The only thing I didn't like about Wesker is if you guys played the original game or even the remake, the plot twists about Wesker, kind of don't like how they handled that. But I mean, it was good enough to me. It just doesn't make Wesker out to be like the guy how he was in the video games. To me, I was just really more sympathetic to the character in the film, just because I didn't, just like I said, just the way how they handled it. As far as casting goes, I think they did a great job on the casting. Let's start off with Chris Redfield, who is Robbie Amell. Excuse me. Who is Robbie Amell? He is actually the younger cousin of Stephen Amell, who played Arrow. So that's great. I like him as Chris Redfield. Really great guy. Great fit. Claire Redfield is played by Kayla. I'm not even going to attempt her last name because I would butcher it. I'm really bad with name, y'all. But she was a great cast too. Like this whole casting, I felt is spot on. Like from Jill Valentine, played by Hannah John. Once again, bad with names. And Leon S. Kennedy. I really like the aspect that even though in a small mountain town, they're not really white, shall we say, even though they would be. But hey, that's okay. Kind of not a big fan of Leon's backstory on why he's there in this town, but you know, whatever. The standout actors to me in this film were Albert Wesker, William Birkin, and Chief Irons. And that's just all because they're all really great actors. The guy who plays Albert Wesker was in the Umbrella Academy. You know, I like him. Chief Irons, he's Harvey Bullock from Gotham. Like him. And then William Birkin, I mean, come on. it's Neil. It's Neil. He's, to me, he embodies William Birkins, and he was really good. Yeah. So, also wasn't a big fan of Annette in this film, Annette Birkins, but Sherry was cool. Sherry was cool. Yeah. I mean, there's really not much I can say in this film as to, you know, to a full-on review without going into spoilers, which is something I will do in a later film. But ultimately, this to me was a really good film. If you like Resident Evil, and if sorry, just got a new microphone trying to figure out the perfect place for position and things like that. But if you like the Resident Evil films, I highly recommend you go see this. God, this light is really annoying, and I really need to move it. Oh. Anyways, on a scale of 1 to 10, I give this film about a 7.5 to an 8. Don't get me wrong. The things that I don't like, that's just me being nitpicky, because I'm one of those people who, if I find the smallest plot holes, it doesn't work for me. Like the movie, like James Cameron's Avatar, just didn't like it because of the plot holes. But this ultimately was a good film, and definitely better than the Paul Wes Anderson films. Way better than the Paul Wes Anderson films. No made up character, no made up super character to come in here. But that's all I'm going to say for now. Highly recommend it. I think I'll make another video next week on this, just to prove my point, and to go, or not prove my point, but to go into more details about it. Once again, Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon City. Good film. Go see it. You're not going to be disappointed unless you're a nitpicky, true, hardcore Resident Evil fan like myself. But it is a good watch, and it's totally better than the Paul Wes Anderson films. Yeah. All right, guys. That's it. There are some things I have to do. I got to make some things. But ultimately, I'm going to take it easy today, because today is my birthday. So I'm going to go out with the homies. That's actually what my phone's doing, blowing up all my birthday wishes from friends and family. So, all right, guys. I'll catch you later on the next one. Bye.